Picture this: a female pirate, feared by men and women alike, roaming the seas and commanding a ship full of ruthless buccaneers. It sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it? But it's not. This is the real-life story of Mary Read, a woman who defied society's expectations and carved out a place for herself in the cutthroat world of piracy. And that's not even the most shocking part of her story. What if I told you that Mary's life ended in a way that would make the bravest of pirates shudder? Well, you'll have to watch until the end to find out. But trust me, Mary Read's story is one you won't want to miss. The year was 1685, and the coastal town of Plymouth, England, was a bustling hub of activity. The streets were lined with merchants hawking their wares, while sailors and fishermen bustled about the harbour. It was in this vibrant town that Mary Read was born, the daughter of a sailor and his wife. But life was far from easy for the Read family. Mary's father died when she was just a child, leaving her mother to fend for herself and her young daughter. With few options available to her, Mary's mother chose to disguise her daughter as a boy and pass her off as her half-brother. It was a risky move, but one that would ultimately shape the course of Mary's life. Mary's family story is one of tragedy and deceit. Her mother's husband was a sailor with whom she had a son, who tragically died at a young age. After her husband got lost at sea, Mary's mother had an extramarital affair with another man and became pregnant with Mary. She went to great lengths to hide her pregnancy, even going so far as to move to the countryside to keep her secret safe. However, shortly after Mary was born, her mother's lover died, leaving her once again alone and struggling to make ends meet. Faced with the prospect of raising a daughter on her own, Mary's mother made the fateful decision to dress her as a boy and pass her off as her son in order to receive financial support from her mother-in-law. The ruse worked, and Mary was able to live as a boy and receive financial support from her grandmother. And so, Mary's life began in secrecy and deceit, with the tragic loss of her half-brother and the unexpected birth of a daughter, setting the stage for the unconventional path that lay ahead. Despite the unusual circumstances of her upbringing, Mary was a resourceful and determined young person. She continued to dress as a boy and even found employment as a footboy, running errands and doing odd jobs for wealthy families. However, it wasn't long before Mary's adventurous spirit led her to pursue even more daring opportunities. She joined the crew of a ship and quickly proved herself to be a capable and fearless sailor, earning the respect of her fellow crew members. Mary Read's life took yet another interesting turn when she joined the British military at the young age of 13. She began as a foot soldier and eventually found herself on a British man of war, but this was not where her story ended. Mary had a fierce determination to rise in the ranks. She later moved to Flanders, where she joined a regiment of foot as a cadet and served bravely, but due to the custom of commissions being bought and sold, she was unable to advance her career. Undeterred, she moved on to a regiment of horse, which was allied with Dutch forces against the French, and it was there that Mary, still disguised as a man, proved herself in battle. However, her heart was captured by a Flemish soldier, and the two married. Using their military commission and gifts from her fellow soldiers, Mary acquired an inn named the Three Horseshoes, near Breda Castle in the Netherlands. After the premature death of her beloved husband, Mary Read had to return to her life as a man. She continued to dress in male attire and returned to the military in the Netherlands. However, despite her bravery and experience, she soon realized that there was no room for advancement in the peacetime military. So, she decided to embark on a new adventure and boarded a ship bound for the West Indies. But little did she know that fate had something much more exciting in store for her. As the ship sailed towards its destination, it was suddenly attacked and boarded by a ruthless pirate crew. Luckily for Mary, her disguise as a British male worked in her favor, and she was taken on board as a part of the crew. And so Mary went from military service to a pirate crew. After being taken by the pirates, Mary Read found herself in a peculiar situation. Rather than resist or beg for mercy, she willingly joined their ranks, embracing the thrill of the high seas and the freedom that came with being a pirate. However, even after accepting the king's pardon, she could not resist the allure of the pirate life and eventually joined a privateer crew, only to mutiny and continue her life of piracy. It was during her time as a pirate that she joined the infamous crew of John Calico Jack Rackham, along with his fiery companion, Anne Bonny. Unlike Mary, Anne Bonny did not disguise herself as a man, apart from in battle. In fact, she was having an affair with Rackham. Both Calico Jack and Anne believed her to be a man, and Mary continued to play the part, proving herself to be a skilled and fearless member of the crew. The relationship between Mary Red and Anne Bonny has been a topic of much speculation and fascination. It is said that Bonny was initially attracted to Reed and revealed her own gender to her. In a surprising turn of events, Red confessed that she too was a woman, and the two women became close friends and confidants. However, their relationship was complicated by the jealousy of their mutual lover, John Calico Jack Rackham, who suspected that they were romantically involved. To quell his suspicions, Bonny told Rackham that Red was actually a woman, and their bond was forged even tighter as they fought alongside each other as pirates. Red continued to masquerade as a man, although others realized that she was a woman. Mary Red and Anne Bonny quickly made a name for themselves as some of the most ruthless and daring pirates on the high seas. Their reputation for violence and debauchery preceded them, with many accounts describing them as vulgar and ready to do anything on board. Dorothy Thomas, a victim of the pirates, left a description of Mary Reed and Anne Bonny, stating that they, quote, wore men's jackets and long trousers and handkerchiefs tied about their heads, and each of them had a machete and pistol in their hands, and they cursed and swore at the men to murder her, end quote. She also mentioned that she knew they were women, quote, from the largeness of their breasts, end quote. But amidst the chaos and danger of their pirate lives, Mary found herself falling in love with a carpenter on John Rackham's ship. However, their love was threatened when another pirate challenged the carpenter to a duel, putting his life in danger. The fiercely protective Red intervened, taking on the challenger in a deadly duel and emerging victorious. The incident only solidified her reputation as a fearsome and capable pirate, one who would do anything to protect those she cared about. In August 1720, Mary Red and her fellow pirates had their sights set on a particular prize, the 12-ton sloop William, anchored in the bustling harbor of Nassau. The daring crew commandeered the vessel and set sail, ignoring the cries of the governor of the Bahamas, who had declared them enemies of the crown. They were soon pursued by privateer Jonathan Barnett. It is possible that the drunkenness of some of the pirates was the reason why Rackham was quick to surrender. However, Mary Red and Anne Bonny refused to go down without a fight. According to legend, the two women valiantly fought against their captors until finally being overpowered. They were taken to Jamaica, where they faced trial and, like their male counterparts, were sentenced to hang. But fate intervened in the form of pregnancy. The two women, carrying their unborn children, managed to evade the noose for a time, which was known as pleading the belly, which was a legal defense used in English common law by women who were pregnant and facing trial or execution. The defense was based on the idea that the unborn child had a right to live, and therefore the mother's execution would result in the death of an innocent life. If the woman could prove her pregnancy, her sentence could be delayed until after the child was born. Although Red pleaded the belly, claiming she was pregnant, her execution was postponed only to die a few months later of a violent fever while in prison. The records of St. Catherine's Church in Jamaica indicate that she was buried on April 28, 1721. It is unclear whether she had given birth or not, as there is no record of her baby's burial. Despite her plea, she was not spared from death, and her life came to an end due to the unfortunate illness that befell her in prison. In conclusion, Mary Reed's life story is one of adventure, intrigue, and tragedy. She lived a life that was unconventional for women of her time, dressing as a man and engaging in piracy and other criminal activities. Despite her troubles with the law, Mary was known for her courage and fighting spirit, often engaging in battle alongside her fellow pirates. While she initially managed to escape execution due to her pregnancy, she ultimately died of a fever while in prison. Mary's story has been the subject of much speculation and fascination, inspiring countless tales of female pirates and rebels throughout history. Her legacy continues to live on as a symbol of female strength and determination in the face of adversity. Before we leave, I just wanted to thank you all for joining us on this adventure. Thank you for your time and attention. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share it with your friends and family. Best of luck, and I hope you have a wonderful day.